I'm Molly Elwood. I run a small family farm. I have 2 pet goats, a pet pig, and 326 dogs we raise for meat.
My name is Jake Yap. I'm a smallholder and dog veterinarian, and I get through a lot of gloves.
Oh, I bet.
Yeah. And this week at the farm,
we're talking about Crufts.
Crufts. What a weekend.
So exciting. I touched so many dogs.
It's extraordinary, isn't it? Thank goodness there aren't that many communicable diseases between dogs anymore, because that would have been a bloodbath.
Yeah, it's funny because we don't have any antibiotics on our farm, so we wouldn't allow this many people in to touch all of our dogs. But,
the sights, the sounds,
the smells,
the puddles.
So many.
So here we are, fresh back from Crufts.
I haven't unpacked yet, but...
Yeah. And it's going to be a while before this goes out, sadly, so the Crufts bandwagon will have moved on, but amazing innovations in dogs.
Yeah, we saw some stuff that maybe shouldn't be done to dogs.
No, I think it's fine.
Some unholy things.
No, I don't know. I think it's all great. I mean, we purposefully breed certain traits into all animals. Compare a chicken from 1950 to a chicken from
That's
today.
That's true. I mean, similar with Pomeranians, their breasts have gotten huge.
Fantastic. Pom boobs. Mm-hmm. We saw at Crufts a bulldog with no nostrils at all.
None.
Which sort of eliminates that whole kind of,
it's quiet.
It's absolutely silent bulldog. Can you imagine that?
It was wild.
And that might sound awful to some people, but anyone who's had a bulldog knows that trying to keep those airways clear is a nightmare.
I mean, I tried neti potting them, and it just was miserable.
Yeah, so they've bred this bulldog. It has all dogs have, and humans too, actually have a very small sinus. Just at the sort of kind of above the anus, at the base of the tail of the dog.
I did not know this.
Yeah, but what they've done through breeding is they've opened that sinus right up, and what happens is, whilst they have to intubate oxygen for the first 6 weeks into the puppy's throats, within 6 weeks the sinus develops into a new airway.
So they're breathing.
They're breathing from the base of they're sniffing their own.
Will there be more flatulence?
Well, they'll be the first to know if there is. But dogs, as we know, infamously, let's just call it like it is, they like to sniff each other's bums. Now, they're constantly sniffing their own, which has got to be good for the dog.
I think that's probably also better at the park. It's going to save a lot of time.
Yes. Yeah. It's like we reversed the polarity of the dog, instead of facing each other now. It's extraordinary. But loved it, and this dog had that kind of ultimate cold scrotum face, kind of all closed up and cute.
Completely flat.
But now with absolutely no worries about breathing. This is going to be better for the dog.
It will be. And I wonder, is this a trait that's going to be bred into them, or we're going to have to do this for each batch of dogs? Is it going to
they'll roll it out and they'll keep improving that until the intubation might not have to happen. They'll be born with that airway clear.
This is going to be perfect. There's so many flat-nosed dogs that people have to worry about. They really want that scrotum, as you said, scrotum-faced dog. And you've got pugs and boxers and bulldogs, and they're all you're petting them and they sound like pigs. They're struggling and obnoxious. So
I hate pigs. I mean, the thing with Crufts is, on the face of it, it's all very jolly and it's very exciting and it's great fun to watch their shows and stuff.
I love it when they dance with their dogs. I mean, it is a bit, for me, like playing with your food, but...
Yeah. And I loved the fireworks show at the end, which I thought was a really nice idea.
Dogs love fireworks.
Yeah, that was really fun. But that's not really... That's kind of like the front... public-facing part of Crufts, but that's not what Crufts is about, right?
No, behind it, there's a bunch of... It's all about backroom deals between breeders, and we're all meeting up. I mean, I wasn't there with my own breed of dogs. I was there more as a buyer. So, trying to find new in points for Elwoods to be like, which new breeds are we going to add? What's going to be hot this year? Whippet's one.
Really?
Best in Show which is going to be kind of a strain because they're so lean.
There's
so we're
nothing on it.
No, so we're gonna have to breed a lot of them.
But also breed in fattier traits.
Exactly. I think that we'll probably cross them with I'm thinking Saint Bernard. I mean, we got to go big. So
yeah, we've got some really exciting news about that for the next episode. Actually,
right. Oh yes, that's going to be exciting to share.
It's going to be worth it. We're going to be speaking to an expert, which we're really excited about.
Yeah. Well, the first experiments with those just kind of tore the dogs apart. So,
well, it happens. Yeah. It is trial and error. Sadly, people don't necessarily like to think about that.
No, the dead pile outside behind Crufts is massive. I don't know if you saw it. I was back there. They had
skips and skips of dogs.
Yeah, there were a couple still alive in the pile in the dumpster, but
happens.
It's just part of dog farming.
I know that Crufts are talking about next year, sort of trying to introduce a little bit more jeopardy, where it's more like a sort of Hunger Games. And so each dog, as each round goes through, the dogs are humanely destroyed as part of the thing.
That would be so entertaining. I mean, will we be betting on this?
Oh, well, I'm sure people do already, but it's more that I think the sort of the emotional engagement and the stakes would be higher.
I hope it's like really exciting with like drops, kind of like the trapdoors and things like that. And water features.
I think Channel 4 might move it away from the tea time audience to a little bit later noise.
Oh my God, some flames. That light's nice.
Yeah.
Ooh, this is exciting.
It would be fun.
I would love to be in the meeting for that.
Yeah.
I have some ideas.
I think you'd have some great ideas. Mine just involve a hammer. So who did you talk to?
I talked to Ken Purkis.
No.
Legendary Ken Purkis, of Norfolk. Yeah.
Yes. Incredible guy.
If you've ever eaten Doberman, it was probably one of his. Right.
Yeah. Yeah, he's fantastic character, isn't he? Very jolly.
I was wondering, is that, I don't know, with the language, the American language barrier, was that real, or was that he putting that on?
Oh no, he's like that all the time. He's a sort of roaring East Country, larger than life.
What's the line he said about the Dobermans?
Yeah, famously he says about he says the only dog worth the stuff. See, I've gone West Country. That's not East Country.
He's Norfolk.
Yeah, I know. And there's a sort of degree of overlap between the East Country accent and the West Country accent. And everyone who tries to do the East Country ends up doing West Country, which is what I've done. I apologise.
But so they don't sound like hobbits like the people in the West Country do.
No.
What did he say? What did he say about being able to tell a breed from the smell of?
Oh yeah, he maintains he can distinguish any breed just from the smell of their excrement.
I was watching. They did a trial with him. It was, like a
really?
demonstration.
Did he actually try and do it?
They did a demonstration.
And how did he do?
9 out of 10.
No.
The only one that messed him up. You know what it is?
No, not a Doberman.
It was the Spaniel.
Oh really?
Yeah.
And my question: this was a blind sniff test, right? Yes. Because just on size alone, you're going to be able to discern clues. Right?
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. It was.
There goes one now. That's a new bulldog.
Yeah. Yeah. No. It was a blind smell test. They lined up a bunch of cups ahead of him.
Yeah.
Everyone in the audience was a bit grossed out. It was right.
They weren't grossed out. No, actually, they weren't grossed out.
It was right next to the hot dog stand.
I don't believe you, because honestly, when you go to Crufts, let's face it, there are puddles everywhere.
Yeah.
I mean, really. And it has a certain aromatic quality. I don't believe... These are dog people. They pick that stuff up with their bare hand every day. They weren't that great.
They did have... After he was done, then they opened it up to other people.
Oh,
we
really?
could all go up. I did not, but, my nephew went up.
Yeah.
And he loved it. A bit too much.
I've noticed with, sheep dogs... There is a slight fruitiness that is quite distinctive, but I really couldn't be on.
I mean, you're a vet. I feel like that was probably one of yours.
No, I'm going to leave all of that to Ken Purkis.
Legend. What a legend.
Absolute legend. So are you...
Oh, yeah. So I met with him and we got a really amazing finishing contract with him. So he's going to be doing the processing. Mm-hmm.
Oh, brilliant. So will he be finishing your dogs?
Yes.
Fantastic. Mm-hmm. That's where traditionally dogs that have gone out to pasture, they're sort of herded into concrete sheds for the last bit, feed up and fat, like so like an expedited fattening process.
Right, yeah. So that'll be that way that they can be pasture raised, and then at the very end, people get what they want out of the meat,
and you get market weight, which is
it's really good. Yeah. So he's got a really we struck up a really good deal. I'm really excited about that, and I think customers are going to taste the difference.
Absolutely. Mm-hmm. And he's one of the good guys. You do see it's fairly common practice, not so much here, but in the States, pumping slurry, sewage into pigs' stomachs to get them to market weight right before. But we would just never do anything like that here because
similar.
He's a good guy.
Yeah, the cattle that you see driving across West Texas or up into New Mexico, the concentrated finishing places that it's just you can just drive and they just go on forever, and they're crowded and hundreds in a pen, all just there out in the sun, for their last month or so. Mm-hmm. It just feels a little wrong. At least Purchase has a nice covered area for them.
Yeah, well, it's a sort of concrete. Yeah, it's great.
Yeah, so
that's very, very cool.
Yeah. And I also met with Florrie Cooper.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, you probably saw her. She did the Harry Potter routine.
It was Harry Pointer, wasn't it? She did a...
Oh, yeah, sorry.
It was a gun dog.
It was a gun dog
thing, wasn't it? Because she loves gun dogs. She's all about the gun dogs.
Yeah. So I've been always trying to get an invite to one of her pointer shoots. But, maybe next year.
Yeah, I mean, she does. So I didn't realise that. I mean, obviously, among the sort of chattering classes, the shooting season is a big sort of social event, and I haven't been to one. But what I didn't understand was that there's a, like with grouse shooting, like a grouse is a grouse is a grouse. They drive the cages of them up to the moorlands, and then they open the cages and release them all, and then people shoot them.
I love that. Make sure everybody gets one.
It's kind of fun. Like their first flight is also their last. But but what I didn't know is that there's a sort of difficulty scale.
Yeah.
And I don't know if this is just Florrie's thing or if this is a thing across the board with pointer shooting and stuff. Where, that you start with St. Bernards.
Yes.
And obviously it's at a certain range. It's not. It's not just emptying a gun into a dog in front of you. Yeah. It's a sport.
Yeah.
St. Bernard's quite easy. Then poodles, which I think she fattens purposefully, right?
Yeah, to make them a little slower.
Yeah.
Easier to get.
And then you go down to like spaniel somewhere in the middle, and then the most hardcore is Irish setter. Yeah.
They're very lean
and fast.
And fast. Yeah. Hard to get a good shot.
Absolutely. I didn't go. My friend went on a shoot, and Alexander Armstrong was there, who's just great. He's a host of Pointless, comedian, singer, and ambassador for the Countryside Alliance, and huge advocate of shooting generally.
Oh, good.
And so went on a shoot with him, and saw him shoot 5 setters with 6 shots.
Wow.
Which is like nobody does that. It's amazing. Now, a couple of them
never stop talking about that.
A couple of them he kind of winged, so he like clipped their shoulder or their hips or whatever. But of course they actually have retrieving dogs to pick up the other dogs.
Oh yeah.
And they're all trained to a soft mouth. So
and that means
it means you kill them humanely. They bring the dying dog back, and you then dispatch it in a kind way.
Okay. Well, I hope to get invited to one of those shoots sometimes, because I also know, like, after the shoots, that's when the party really starts.
Oh, yeah. And it's where all the movers and shakers go. Yeah. It's where deals are forged and all the rest of it. Yeah. It's definitely where you want to be. It's a multi-billion-dollar industry if you have a look. Mm-hmm.
Well, Florrie keeps saying my invite's in the mail, and I don't know if I don't know if there's something against me or if I've done anything or.
I think you have to just get in with the right set. I think Alexander Armstrong might be your... Maybe we should reach out to Alexander Armstrong.
Yeah.
I think he'd dig what you're doing.
Yeah.
He's a great guy, everyone says.
It's Alexander Armstrong?
Yeah.
Okay.
Were there any other kind of leads, any other business contacts or anything?
We were planning on talking to Skoda.
Skoda,
yeah.
Why?
They were one of the major Crufts sponsors, and they're clearly comfortable with the idea of aggressively breeding dogs for human enjoyment. So
that's great.
We thought that we could try and pair up with them, at least maybe get some. We would love to get some vehicles donated that we could brand, so that way next time we go to events we could have a Skoda.
Yeah, why not? Yeah, that's great.
Yeah.
I think it would definitely be worth tagging Skoda on social media and telling them how much you enjoy their allegiance with dog breeds.
Tell me more about who Skoda is, because I just saw them as the big brand.
Yeah, well, Skoda's one of the largest car manufacturers in Europe, and many sales across the UK. They had a terrible reputation about 30, 40 years ago. There was an old joke, man goes into a garage and says, have you got a fan belt for a Skoda? And the mechanic says, that seems like a fair swap. But then they got purchased by Volkswagen and their reputation's gone right the way up. So
we're hoping to get some dog leather seats as well, like to trial some in their cars.
That would be brilliant.
That'd be amazing. They're so
I think
soft.
they'd be very open to it. They're clearly, as you say, extremely comfortable with using animals for human pleasure.
Yeah.
Why not? Mm-hmm. That's great.
Yeah.
And you got Elwoods on the menu.
Oh my God. So, just to talk about beyond the deals, what we did there. So, first off, yes, we were on the menu. We were on the menu at the VIP dinner at Saturday night.
That's so cool.
We had.
Were you there then? I'm presuming.
I did.
Of course you were,
yes, I was. It was really amazing to see our menu just across, like, in everybody's laps. We also had a deal with Weatherspoons. Weatherspoon?
Yeah.
Yeah, so our menus were at Weatherspoon, and we were able to put dogs in a lot of different dishes that were not traditionally there, and I think that showing people at Crufts the possibility of dogs.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Was it the Wagyu?
Yes.
That you got on the
menu we got
the
those steaks. Thing. Yeah, and we made sure that they had the happiest darn Labradors on the planet.
Yeah.
And
do you follow the whole Wagyu? Do you massage the pelts with vodka or sake or whatever it is?
I don't. Maybe Landon does. He's in charge of like the preparation, the meat preparation stuff. So I'm more the farm side.
But I've seen the marbling of fat.
Yes.
Through the muscle tissue. It's just gorgeous.
It's amazing. Yeah, we've done a lot, and then we had retriever nuggets for the kids. So.
Brilliant.
Yeah, it was good.
That's amazing.
Then we also had lots of samples. We had husky jerky with ketchup flavored for the Brits.
Always goes down well.
Yeah.
Did you really do ketchup flavor?
Yes. Yeah. They're ketchup flavored jerky.
So do brown sauce next.
Next time we'll do that. I was going to be mustard, but then I moved to ketchup because I thought.
Yeah.
I thought you liked it, and it feels American.
Well, you've got to homogenize your market a little bit.
Yeah,
Americans would eat a ketchup jerky, but they're not going to eat an English mustard one.
No. So
because your mustard is sorry. It's just vinegar and corn flour. Well, it's not.
French is amazing, and it goes great on a hot dog.
No.
So I was able to get the first. We did have a stand. We were in Hall 4. We were able to meet with people.
Official, finally.
Yeah, officially, finally. But we also had such a surplus of dog treat bags that we were able to. First, we handed them out at the hotels, and we were at a different hotel every night. Just how things worked out, and all of our neighbors had dogs that were attending Crufts, so we put some.
And this is true, isn't it? Like all around Birmingham, like almost every hotel is filled with dogs.
And experienced that firsthand. Checking into 3 or 4 different hotels every night was
extraordinary.
You could hear them breathing under the doors at night.
That won't be happening with boxers in the future.
No,
thanks to the sinus airway.
We'll be quiet. But at night, like I was trying to do kind of like a little Santa Claus thing and deliver dog treats out in front of people's doors. But the dogs could hear me.
And as probably smell your treats.
Yeah, and as I tiptoed past, each door, you could hear you're like, oh, they're gonna alert their owners to something
like
outside.
The Twilight bark.
You could under the door, and I was like, shh, quiet. It's just something for your human. So yeah, we did that, and then talked to the people at the Crufts information booth, and they said, you know what, we're really excited if you would like to supply us with anything for our VIP bags. And I was like, I have so many extra treats.
Absolutely.
So I brought them 50 or 60 bags, and they put them all in the VIP bags.
That's amazing. And that's true. And if you want to, it's worth looking at your social media
Instagram
stuff.
account.
At Elwood Dog Meats.
Yeah, you can see the treats there. Yeah, Elwood's Organic Dog.
Sorry, Elwood's Organic Dog. Sorry.
Yeah, on Instagram, and you can see the gift bags that were handed out to everyone, and included in them were ear snippers.
Nice.
So you could for the marking, we had a castrator and a couple of them, lots of information and coupons. So yeah.
Awesome. Good job.
Yeah. And then we also had some people who, the people who were working at the booth. They were all in Elwood shirts with our butcher, the traditional like corgi butcher shirt. Mm-hmm. And we were out putting ads in the bathrooms and coupons in coat pockets.
Amazing.
And, just kind of being like good, dog meat fairies and dropping things around for people to find.
Amazing.
Mm-hmm. It's all laying the foundation for next year, which will be even bigger.
Yes.
It's going to be great.
And hopefully a strong partnership with Skoda UK, which would be really cool.
Yeah.
Don't forget, it's podcast at elwooddogmeat.com, and we really love getting emails from you, so thank you so much. Daniel C. got in touch and said, Good morning. Good morning.
Good morning.
How did he know? I've been following your site for a while, and I just found your podcast recently. I've noticed on your site and on your podcast, you only discuss purebred dogs. Is there something wrong with mixed breeds? Wouldn't it be cheaper to make a multi-loaf out of a dog that's part chow and part wiener dog? Are there technical aspects that I'm not aware of when dealing with mixed breeds? What happens to the dogs on your farm that escape from one pen and fornicate with another outside their breed? Well, Daniel, thank you so much. Really appreciate your email.
Yeah.
And I mean,
well,
the simplest answer is standardization.
Exactly. Yeah. You want to know what you're getting every time you breed them.
And it's very hard if you're selling wholesale to buyers. It's kind of fine if you're just doing sales direct from the farm shop or whatever. People are kind of willing to try.
We do have that. Like you said, when they do escape, and we do have a lot of mixed mutt. It's just...
Although almost all insemination is artificial on the farm.
Yeah.
But yes, it does happen sometimes.
Yeah, and it's really good. We do. I love a good mixed mutt loaf. It's one of my favorites, and we do have discounts at the farm store all the time with ground mutt. So yeah. There's nothing wrong with it, and it's great. And if you're just doing backyard dog raising for meat, go for it and have fun and experiment. But you will find any kind of wholesale buyer, any supermarkets. They want to know that there's a standardization to what they're getting, and it's very hard to ensure that when you've got that kind of genetic. And the flavor profiles change a lot depending on what you get. So sometimes a tried and true breed is where you want to go.
Yeah. What you can do is start crossbreeding and then standardize that crossbreed.
Cockapoo.
There you go. It's a good example. So there are good examples of that in terms of meat dogs. But actually, again, next episode, we're going to be talking about crossbreeding a lot with an expert, and I'm so excited about that.
That's going to be good.
Finally, we've got our death threat of the week.
Yes, here's this week's death threat.
Hi, my name is Jerica Cole. I'm located North America. I just want to let you guys know how sick I think this is. And I hope you, your family, your children, and who else you are bringing into this madness all goes to hell. You don't need dog meat. What the do you need dog meat for? You sick bastards. I hope you all die and go to hell.
No, you already said that.
Yeah, we run out of steam at the end of a
death threat. Yeah, I hope you go to hell, and I also hope you go to hell.
hell.
It's a sort of a bit of a Trumpian. He does the three, doesn't he?
Yes.
I hope you go to hell. You're really sick, and I hope you go to hell.
Mm-hmm. A lot of distress in that message. A lot of space between the things that she said. Felt like she was going through a lot of emotions.
I don't want to sound callous, but who cares? In as much as vegans get upset that people eat chickens. No one seems to care.
No.
So who cares?
No. It's really rude for her to bring my family into this.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, as a family farm, my family's very important to me.
Of course.
So.
Would you describe yourself as trad wife?
Some days.
Some days.
Some days I feel like some days I feel like churning the dog meat, buttermilk. But other days I want to stand up for myself and just be like, look.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's probably best not to assume it's one of your on days.
Yeah. No. No.
Fine. Well, thank you very much for that. Keep your death threats coming. It's a podcast at elwooddogmeat.com. That's pretty much it from us for this week.
Yeah, this was great.
Next time, we're going to be talking to this breeder about this extraordinary new innovation in dog crossbreeding.
It's going to be great.
Also, baby food and possibly your new favourite tipple.
Yes.
So do join us for that. Don't forget to subscribe. If you want more from the farm, you could also consider becoming a patron. If you go to patreon.com/
Elwood Dog Meat.
Is it?
Oh, no. Ha! No, it's Elwood Farms. Say it again.
Yeah. If you go to patreon.com/
Elwood Farms.
Elwood Farms. That's it. Because if there's one thing we like, it's not having synergy across our tags.
They are everywhere, except for where I've been removed. Except for Patreon, because that was just a smart move.
No question. Anyway, we'll see you next time. Thanks for listening.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.